Alright, let's see if this is any better. Well, it's showing a better picture. I just tried it on the tablet, dadgummit. Let me try plugging that in so I don't run down my battery. Oh, come on. Thank you. Alright. Well, it looks better on there anyway. Might have given me a new tablet, I don't know. Wonder if I can. Huh. Says I'm good. Huh. Oh, got a thumbs up, but I ain't seeing nobody. There's somebody. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. What up? Who we got? So much for that. Try to figure out how to get a signal. And there we go. What up, trucking? Finally, somebody speak. Were you on a while ago when I tried this? Now I'm on my cell phone. Have terrible service. Don't know if this is gonna work or not. There, put up the wonders. Where you at? What you doing? You just came in? Well, I had another video going, our live stream going a while ago. And two people had came in, but they wasn't telling me who they was. So I didn't know if I was going nuts or what. I'm here for the next 14 hours with lousy service. Go figure. And if Prime would pull out, I'd take his place. And I know he's got the good spot. Sounds good in my book. Oh, Prime, driven by the best. Okay, you keep telling them that. I'm tired. Oh, and they take my evening meds, I guess. Just to make Grandma happy. So where you be? What you got going on? Talk to me. Don't make me carry this by myself now. I hear you. Oh. Well, I'm 5 miles from where I deliver in the morning. Hold on. That one starts dissolving in your mouth. It tastes terrible. Howdy, number 2. But yeah, I'm 5 miles from where I deliver. Then it's about 60 miles to where I pick up. Got 11 o'clock appointment tomorrow. Howdy, number 3. And it's at a paper mill. You like my sermon this morning? What one did I do this morning? What up, Kurt? I can't remember. That sometimes gets me. Oh. Was it a sermon or was I just a rant? Some of these people get me upset. Yeah, I shouldn't say upset. They push a button. Oh. Was that the one where he came on and said no race and no Christian or whatever it was, no preaching? And I can't look. My phone's... I'm having to use my phone tonight. Tablet just wasn't working. I don't know if it's a poor connection I got around here. Let's see here. One guy, he subscribed to your channel. Oh, the one that unscribed, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Trying to tell me not to be preaching on my channel. And I appreciate all the comments from folks. But folks like that's not going to stop me from doing what I do. Kurt, you need to hit the like button, buddy. I'm me, you know? And that's what this channel's about, is me. That sounds a little big-headed or something, but, you know, it's the truth. So, but now, he did not unsubscribe. Go ahead, Prime. Pull out, damn it. Quit standing on your brakes. Me bad, your channel? You like my redneck ways? Well, thank you. Actually, that's hillbilly. There's a difference in hillbilly and redneck now. Oh, oh goodness. But yeah, he did not unsubscribe. He made a comment on another one of my videos saying that he wasn't a Christian, ain't into the Christian thing, and he was just looking for trucking videos. I told him, I said, I go to the playlist and go to trucking videos. It ain't a big deal, you know? So, we'll see if he does. Well, no, we probably never know, will we? Unless he leaves a comment. So, anywho, anyhow. Kurt, Rick, where y'all at? What are y'all doing? Empty parking lot beside me. Container over there. I've never did parking lots. I ain't hauled a car like that. Containers I've hauled my share of. Prime up here. I've drove them before. You don't want to get me started. You're in Virginia watching my videos. Well, cool. Meadville, Pennsylvania. Seemed like I used to go to a grocery store. No, that was, what is it, Mechanicsville? Something like that. Now, I don't think it was Mechanicsville, Virginia, or Maryland, or something. Boy, that goes way back. That goes back into the 90s. While running Outlaw, True Chicken Outlaw hauler out of Missouri. Would hauled chicken. Then we had a bean plant or a mill and a rice mill. Would haul out of them. There is a Mechanicsville in Virginia. It ain't too far from D.C., right? I think that's where I went to. I used to go up there to a grocery warehouse. Lordy, that had to be 20 years ago. I'd hate to see how bad it is now. It was bad then. I'd hate to see how it is now. But now up there, you could sleep there, if I remember correctly. They did have a big truck waiting area. Prime keeps stepping on them brakes. It's going to drive me crazy. Well, it looks like he's turned all of his lights on. He's had a four-way flashing there for something. Oh. What's up, Blake? Papa Ho? For what that? Don't let Grandma hear you saying that. Might be my wife, better leave her alone. Right? Oh. Oh, man. Running a bunch of back roads, Arkansas today. I only got in, I don't know, 400 miles, a little over 400 miles or something today. But I got 5 drops off. Probably just a touch over 4. I don't know. I'll call it 4. Dadgum. First 3 drops was around Little Rock. Then I had to do 2 drops in Dadgummit. I'll tell you in a minute. I have cheat sheet. I might have turned the light on before long. Pine Bluff. How can I forget Pine Bluff? So I had 2 drops in Pine Bluff. Oh, there, can you see me now? So I got on over here where I'm got to deliver in the morning. And Stopped here at the Petro in Jackson. Yep, Jackson. Went in, ate their buffet for what that was worth. I only had one plate. I was a good boy. It wasn't worth going back for a second, I ain't gonna lie. Hell, I'd been better off to save my $14, $15, whatever it was. It was $16. $12.99 plus a soda. And a tip. I tell you what, that's a hard habit to break. You know, people throw stones at me for my smoking as much as I do and my Mountain Dew. But dadgummit, don't we all have our own little habits, each and every one of us, whatever it is? And usually it ain't good for us. Oh. And, you know, that's like when I first came out here, that's how I got to be so big, which I'm under 300 pounds. So, live happy, not healthy. Well, it's a matter of, the old saying is do you eat to live or live to eat? You know, and it's real easy to eat out of boredom, eat out of depression, loneliness. Now, back when I first started driving out here, I'd drive my tail off. I mean, I'd run hours and not stop to eat. And then of a night when I did stop, I would eat a big meal to put me to sleep. One of the worst things you can do. You know? So it started putting the weight on me. Howdy, number 8. Howdy, everybody that's joined it. I didn't say howdy to. Howdy to you. Now, here in a minute, somebody's going to start yelling at you and telling you to hit the like button, but I won't do it. But one of my faithfuls will. 9 of you's on here. We're coming alive now. Tried doing this on the... Be nice, Jason. Wait a minute, I'll light another one. Speaking of bad habits. Well, I tried to do this on my tablet again, and it just wasn't working worth a damn. So, I don't know, I think that tablet's probably about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old. Who we got here? What up, John? Alright, me and John just ate that nasty Petro over there. Oh, another jarhead aboard, and a truck driving jarhead at that. So y'all behave. Now, John, you're gonna have to hit that little bell there so that it'll tell you whenever I come up. Smoke break, I'll join you. I hear you. You tell him, Kurt. Well, is your dad a truck driver? If he's a truck driver and trying to get him come back on his eating healthy, it's not that good out here. Well, my dad dips, and I won't tell him to quit unless I'm trying to get punched. So I'm trying to get him to at least quit something bad, right? Hey, he raised you, man. He deserves it. Look what he had to put up with. Oh. I hear you. You know, when my dad was on his last few days, my stepmom called me. His wife called me. And I was just getting moved back to Texas. So I took that flying trip up there to Missouri, got to the hospital. Now, my dad was 400 plus pound feller. He was big all my life. He got big as a kid and stayed big. So I go in there and they're trying to draw blood and it looks like a damn pin cushion. I told her, knock that shit off. You know, that's when they found out I was in the room. And Daddy's like, oh, it's all right, son. I said, bullshit, Dad, look at your arm. Y'all knock that shit off. Get somebody who knows what they're doing. Well, my veins have collapsed. I don't give a damn. So that nurse left. She was a little intimidated. So I asked Dad, I said, what can I do for you, Pop? He said, son, he says, I'd like me a chew. He used to chew the good. Now, he dipped snuff regularly, but he also did good money, which is a twisted tobacco. And I said, all right, where can I get it at around here? So he told me where. And this nurse walking in, he doesn't need any tobacco. And I said, lady, he's 82 years old. He's been dipping and chewing all my life. I doubt if a chew right now is going to make his life any damn shorter. If he wants a chew, I'm going to get him a chew. I went and got him a chew. 82 years old and you're going to tell him that? Please. Yeah, now the plugs, what we called the plugs, was the little square ones. You got them and you cut them off with your knife. The twisted was the long twisted leaves. They twisted them together and then they folded them in half and twisted them again. That was the twist. The plug was a little, well, it wasn't square, but the little one. And it didn't matter. You get down there around Grandpa's and somebody wanted to chew and everybody reaching in their back pocket. I'm surprised I never took it up. I took up the smoking. So, but yeah, it's that's one of my pet peeves. So Pop got his chew anyway. Well, congratulations on the 330. Well, eating's a habit, man. It's a lifestyle. What's up, TMB? You ain't first time chatter. You've chatted on here a few times. I need y'all to go over to that Patreon page. If you can't find it, go over to my About page and scroll down to the bottom of it, and you'll see the very last one, I think, says Patron. I think that's going to make for a good chat room in there. Nomad went over there today. He signed up the other night when I told you all about it. Then today was on the phone and I asked him to go over there and try to start a chat. And he did. So I need some of y'all to go over there and get on that Patreon and let's see if we can get a little chat room going over there. I think that would be pretty cool. Randall, what's up, brother? I'm sitting down here in Jackson, Mississippi. Oh, I actually wish I was a little bit farther east, a couple 300, 400 miles, over there by Meridian, Mississippi. If y'all get over there in Meridian, Mississippi, stop by the Queen Truck Stop. And no, it ain't what it sounds like. Pretty decent place. They've been remodeling the last few years. Well, it's been a couple years since I've been over there. They have some molasses and some syrup over there. Oh my lordy, good stuff. Thank you, John. What's going on, Timothy? Hey, dude. Timothy, aren't you over there in Italy, I do believe? Can you give me any license plates from there for my fence? I don't care where they're from, Europe. I think it'd be awesome to give me some Europe license plates on my fence. Jim Dunn, my favorite Yankee. What up, Yankee boy? Let's see here. This dadgum thing is going faster than I can. Oh, there's Venom Sting. What's up? Instant Messenger, maybe? No, dude, if you will go to the About page on my YouTube, go to my homepage on YouTube, go to the About, scroll to the very bottom, and the last thing on there is that Patreon page my son's trying to set up. I'd love to get a chat room going where everybody can talk and whatnot. Mr. MK, what's up? You're getting laid off. Magnesium plant exploded in Michigan, shutting down Ford F-250 to 550 production per week. Man, that sucks, brother. That sucks big time. Yes, sir. That's it, Timothy. Timothy is trying to be cute this morning. He went into one of my old videos about the weather, and he gonna make comments about riding his bike in Houston. Belmead, Texas. Well, that's cool. At least you're getting loaded. I'm sitting down there waiting to get unloaded. One more drop. But I did run out my, almost ran out my 11 hours today. That surprised me. But all that Little Rock traffic, which it ain't bad over there, but it's still, I'm running back streets and stuff. Dadgum. What's my 20? I'm not in Texas. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. Sitting over here at the Petro. Just had dinner with John on here. Well, okay, not on here. We met inside. Right down the road from you there, Randall? Well, hell, come on over. I'll shake your hand. We'll say howdy face to face. Oh, now see, now John's old school. Now he's only been trucking, he said, I don't know, about 17 years. But now when I went to that Mexican joint here a while back, y'all remember that? Whatever truck stop I was at? There was an old boy came in looking for a place to sit down. And I told him, I said, sit down here with me. And he looked at me like I was plumb crazy. Now tonight I went in there and I'm looking around. The table I'm going to sit at's tore up. John sitting at the next one. He's like, dude, sit down here with me. Then we found out we both couple old jarheads and whatnot. So that's a little bit of old school. They look at you like you're crazy now. Ah, they found you something, did they? Buford, Georgia. Well, that's a decent day's run. If you get picked up, run over there and kick it off same day, that's a decent run. That's just north of Atlanta. If your luck runs like mine, you'll pick it up, run over there, and have to wait until tomorrow afternoon to deliver. Which I don't sit around a lot like this. It's a timing thing, you know. Our main customers run regular hours. And where I was going, I knew they closed at 5, and I didn't get here till 6:30. Now, if it was going to be 5:15 or something, they would have stayed open and got me kicked off. But I didn't even call them. It was going to be like, I knew it was going to be after 6. So, well, I got 8 likes, thank you. So, I've been working on a project in my head for them t-shirts that we've been talking about. Question is how many's actually going to want t-shirts? So, and My son was telling me today that he has something he can download where we can make up some questions and take a little poll to see how serious people are about wanting the t-shirts and whatnot. So he's got issues he's having to deal with today, so we'll see when he's of the right frame of mind to do it. That's one busy young man, so I try not to put unnecessary burdens on him. But what y'all want to talk about tonight? I'm waiting for next Friday for my uncle to get home from trucking, because me and him are putting a custom 596cc Chevy big block engine in a 40s Willys coupe. Wow, that sounds interesting. As long as mentally tough and have the right saying on it. The new log, right? So when did they have the explosion up there? And what'd you do with the load? You have to take it to the yard and just drop it? Looking in the reflection there in the screen, and I see something back there. I thought it was a Swift truck. My top favorite meals. Well, I'm a Texas boy. It's barbecue, smoked meat, steaks, you know, that kind of good stuff. Oh. Question is, what's your favorite meal? In reality, I've got a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them. And actually Grandma makes them. Beef tips and rice, I love it. She has a broccoli, cheese, chicken, rice baked dish she does. Then her chicken and yellow rice. Damn, everything seems to have rice in it. I didn't think I was that big of a rice eater. Of course, good old chili. I'd make some chili now. Last Wednesday. Okay. Oh, the stew turned out great. I brought 2 big bowls. I got one left back there. I only ate 1 plate in that petrol. I wasn't impressed at all. It made me wish I hadn't even went in there. But I made a new friend, so I guess... John, you already cost me money, dude. Damn. Blake was up. Yours is chicken and dumplings or old school biscuits and gravy. Boy, there you go. Actually, Cracker Barrel makes a damn good chicken and dumplings. I'll go in there and I'll have that with one of my... I'll order their chicken and dumplings, and what do you want for a side? Chicken and dumplings? Yeah, no. I do like their chicken and dumplings. And biscuits and gravy, oh hell yeah. If anybody tells you biscuits and gravy ain't good for you, you need to get rid of them. You don't need that kind of negative in your life. And where I come from, biscuits and gravies is a staple. But now, see, I did grow up as a hillbilly. We always had a lot of biscuits. And if you was still hungry, you was told to get a biscuit. You know, because we was always shy on the meats and all that stuff. So you always grabbed another biscuit, which put me into the lifestyle of always wanting bread with my meals. And that's something that I've been trying real hard to cut out. I didn't cut out where the dam last week because I had that barbecue for Grandma's birthday, and I brought out all that meat and stuff from there. So, you just found that out? People have been eating cactus forever, dude. Prickly pear. If you ever get a chance to get prickly pear jelly, that's made from the little round bulbs you see on the cactus. I'm trying to think, name that flat-leaved cactus. That, dadgummit, it'll drive me crazy now. But you can take those prickly pear bulbs, stick them with a fork. Back when we had gas stoves, you turn your burner on and you just roast them thorns and stickers off of it. And you could eat them like that, or a lot of the women folk made jelly out of them. So, people dropping off. I guess it's too early for some of them. They was on their 30-minute break, got run out their last 3 hours. And then that flat leaf, there's a lot of them that cook that up too. Chocolate gravy, yeah, me and a brother of mine was talking about that the other day. One of my blood brothers, well, no, it wasn't the other day, it was a few weeks back. He was actually making some chocolate gravy. I ain't had it in forever. That was one of them deals, Mama would make that when we was kids, and oh my Lord, that was a special treat. Yep. Oh, you can find it if you get to watching some of the place. Oh. Actually, these Petros, well, John, you've been out long enough. These Petros used to be a damn good place to eat. Then TA bought them out. Nosedive. Now their food's as bad as anybody else's. So. But yeah, I like making my own homemade chili. And I make it from scratch with the pinto beans and the whole bit. So, my dad can't resist the honey and gravy from Cracker Barrel. I hear you. Run them in the ground. That they did. Now, my grandpa, he was so old school that he drunk his coffee in a regular little bitty cup with a saucer. And while he was eating, he would just pour a little bit of coffee, that hot coffee, and he made his coffee where you could whistle for it and it'd walk to the table. I don't know anybody that just flat drank his coffee out of the pot other than him. Even my hardcore uncles had to water it down a touch. But he'd pour that into a saucer and he'd sit there and sip it out of his saucer. Then when he got done with his coffee, he always had extra biscuit and he had that honey on the table. Or not honey, I'm sorry, it was molasses. And he'd pour some old blackstrap on there, which my wife cannot stand blackstrap molasses. She grew up with her stepdaddy going to Louisiana and getting that stuff by the 50-gallon drums, 55-gallon drums. So they did all kinds of it. Let's see. As Papa, I'm thinking about having Grandma Rose do a typical rice dish for you. I'm also thinking about doing Viva normal meal. What do you think? That's cool. Timothy, if you go to the About page and scroll to the bottom, you'll see my email, a link for my email address. So you can do stuff there. And I'm still interested in you getting me some of them overseas license plates for my fence. If you do that and I need to pay the postage or something, let me know. I'll gladly do it. So, I remember my pawpaw drank coffee super hot with a saucer. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Grandpa drank his black. Nomad, what's up, brother? I was just telling some of them you did a post over there in that Patreon, trying to get some of them go over there and see if we can get that community chat working over there. So I think that'd be awesome to have a little chat room. Especially one, talked to Stone today, playing typical truck driver on him. He's sitting over there at the yard waiting on a load. So he got there about noon. His trainer was supposed to get there his trainer was supposed to got there at noon. So, you know Stone by now. He shows up at 9 o'clock. Then his trainer showed up just a few minutes after that. And I talked to him probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And they're still sitting waiting on a load. So the good old snail mail, huh? Well, go for it, brother. Go for it. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Sure do wish you'd pull out, Prime, and quit standing on them damn brakes. Yep, hurry up and wait. He trying to get a little big-headed today. He said that they was doing it just because he had got them awards in his class. Yeah, I live in Texas, down towards Houston way. What up there, Trucker Rochelle? Trying to read what that said under your name, but I'd have to put my glasses on. Oh, must be terrible reception. I'm watching that. It's dropping in and out. The people count. If I was any better, there'd have to be two of me, and the world couldn't handle two of me. Oh, just go watch it. Sitting there watching these truck drivers in my mirror. I got an empty slot over here. I won't be comfortable until it's filled up. So, ain't too often I park up in these truck stops. Alright, let me put in my eyeballs. I'm getting tired of trying to read this. Awesome, blessings. Well, cool. Seen a real good looking old cab over today. I'm in Arkansas. Well, I was in Arkansas. Oh. Alright, Blake, your break's over. You gotta get back to work. Boss man needs that vacation money. Oh, that's a bobtail backing in over there, I reckon. Sounds like he just hit the pole. Whoa, stop when you hear the bang. Oh. Oh, me, oh my. Well, no, that ain't a bobtail. That's a truck. Dude, there's a light pole there. You ain't gonna fit there. That's a fact, dude. I've told people that for quite a while. They teach that stuff in the school just to get your CDLs. Now you gotta learn how to truck. Well, John, by the time you was coming in, cab overs were well on their way out, right? I had my share of them. Oh, me, oh my. You probably never even got to drive one, did you? You never busted your shins on that damn steer tire sliding out of one. I still got pieces of bone floating around in my shins from that nonsense. Of course, that ain't how they taught you to get in and out of them, but you'd pop that door open, there was a handle right here, and you'd grab that handle and you'd just slide down. I did that like that until I got somewhere where it was icy, and when I hit the ground, my feet didn't stay put. I'm like, whoa. I did. I could barely steer it. Yep. Oh, I've seen some nice cab overs fixed up out here. Ain't just the Mexicans. That'd be about the only thing that would entice me to get my own truck again, is if I got one of them later ones that had the stairs coming in and out of them. If I can get one of them and have it rebuilt, yeah, buddy. Oh. And I doubt if we see Stone in here. His trainer done told him the first couple of weeks, no telephones at all. Leave it in the bunk. So I tried calling him earlier and he didn't answer, and he called me back about 20 minutes later. Said that he thought they was taking off, so he already put it back there. Yeah, I like my W9s now. Don't go teasing me about no damn W9. W9 with 18 speed. Whoop whoop, drug it up. Somebody come over here and slap this damn Prime. What kind was it? Could you tell? I saw an OKW cab over here a couple of days ago. Astrostar, huh? How many of y'all even remember the Mormons? No, that died in Mountain Dew. Hell, I even drove an old Ford, big truck Ford. That had a 15 speed in it. So that one was quite interesting and a challenge. Not the diet, the regular Mountain Dew might. Back in the day, when my nephew was learning how to drive, he would what was it? Goodies and Mountain Dew, and him and another guy I know, they were doing that shit all night. Straight up Mountain Dew and Goodies. And boy, they tore their gut up. I kept trying to tell them Goodies, they eat your stomach out. We got a driver that owes the Mormon. Well, they've got clubs now for them Mormons. Now, them was some handmade individuals, and they was heavy. So, there was another one, I'll think of it in a minute, that was handmade. But them was some trucks there now. They looked a lot like the Western Stars. So, yeah, he got him a truck. Yeah, but Timothy, you're older than the damn hills. Of course you've seen one. The old auto cars. I was at a brickyard when I was flatbedding. in Ada, Oklahoma, because I used to, thanks, you're welcome. uh, I went in there and they had an old auto car in there that they was using it to catch scrap. It had a big old dump box on it. Man, I sure would like to talk them into selling that and getting it fixed up, but they wouldn't let it go nowhere. So, we'll drive for chrome. I hear you. Been there, done that. Chrome don't get you home. Oh, wait a minute, that's the biker saying. Trucker saying we'll work for chrome. I think they are. No, I don't remember all of them that well. See, now that's what bothers me is these cars cruising around in here. That being said, my wife will come up to ours and cruise around and find me for what it's worth. She usually knows where I park. So there's a reason for a lot of the cars, but in some places like Jackson and Memphis, West Memphis, and how many of y'all remember the OTA in Atlanta? Oh boy. Them places, when you see cars driving around in a truck stop, you need to watch them. Our boy Austin, those of you that remember him, he's getting his own truck today. He ain't going out with a trainer. He's done with his trainer. He's getting his own truck today. Dadgummit, who's the fellow who went to school up there in Canada? So, yep. Gotta have a computer. This thing, it's crazy. It was throwing a code on me there for 2 or 3 days, and I hit the yard and told them about it, but I had to turn and burn, and they're like, everything reading all right? Yeah. Go on with it. It's a sensor. That's about what I figured. So then I got to the house and let it set for the weekend. Came back and fired it up and no codes. I'm like, really? He's a good boy. Oh, I think he's gonna make a stand-up trucker. I don't think he's gonna be like a lot of these new ones out here. You love technology. Yeah. You're on the opposite end of that spectrum from me, brother. And yes, we discussed this in there at the table a little bit. I know what he's saying. Well, just make sure he can drive, bro. You need to start talking to him about you becoming a trainer, and you need to train him. That way he's trained your way. So whatever it takes for you to become a trainer. In all seriousness, there's no need to let him go out with another trainer and somebody else teach him bad habits. You got enough common sense. You gonna tell him start watching my videos? You trying to confuse him? I'll bet the house, the yard, and the plants and the old cat on that. All right? Oh, you never have said if you could give me any license plates. I'm going to keep hounding you until I get an answer. So, John, in case you're wondering, I have wooden fence. I'm fixing to have a lot more. I'm tearing down my old one and building a whole bunch more, shorter, but more. And I put license plates and different signs on my wooden fence, which Jim Dunn on here tells me that's a redneck thing. But I've been trying to collect oddball license plates. Yeah? Are they in the mail yet? No. Well, Grandma's going to repaint some of them, I think. So, now if you want to see my place, John, go on to the playlist and go down there to Simple Farming or something, I forget. Right? I could train now, but I don't feel right training with only a year and a half. But I might be able to train him. Well, I totally understand and can respect what you're saying. And you know damn good and well, how many times have you heard me say that people with your little bit of experience don't need to be training? That being said, you've got a grasp on trucking. You know, I think you do all right. I really do. You know, don't get big-headed about it or anything, but you're going to be putting your life in his hands. So who's better to train him? That way, if he's trained bad and he kills you, you can't blame me. It's all your fault. You got a better one? You just hope it's not sacrilegious? Oh, now you're scaring me. Hey, you've got that pub over there. I don't know if you own it or work there. You got that little pub or bar. You got any old signs in there? Oh. Well, I had no desire to be a trainer. None at all. And when Grandma was ready to come out back in 2000, she had already said that if she was going to drive, she wanted me to train her. So I kind of got forced into it. Which she'll tell you now, she can drive a truck. I'm not the Pope. I don't agree with the Pope. But she'll tell you she can, if she's riding with me and there's a medical emergency, she can drive the truck and get it off the road or get me to help. But she just could not handle the traffic. You already know she's bashful as all get out. Well, that's more than just bashful. She can't handle the traffic. She just a simple Texas ranch gal that ain't used to being around a bunch of people, ain't used to driving in all that heavy traffic and stuff. Ha 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 ha. Well, I do too, but anymore they've gotten so high priced that hey, you can't afford them. Want an entire billboard? No, thank you. You know, well, maybe I could replace one of the fences with it. And don't forget, it's a long boat ride from there to here. Oh, you mail it now, and I might get it by Christmas. I have a buddy of mine lives in Germany, and we've exchanged gifts. He used to go over there to a guest ranch where I lived in Georgia, and that's how we met up over there. And back when we had our trucking, it was Texas Rose Enterprise with big old yellow star. Guess who that was named after? And I sent him and his wife t-shirts and hats and all that good stuff. And he had a book made up, a photo book made up, like a yearbook type thing, whatever you want to call it, of tons of pictures that he had taken. Now, my best friend over there was a pawnbroker and a gunsmith and a jeweler, and we had some guns. Between the two of us, we had some guns. and we had a few friends that had guns. So we took this German, and the laws over there for guns in Germany is crazy. And we're not talking about the bad Germany, the good Germany, but their laws were still crazy. And we went out there, and I opened up the tailgate of my pickup at our little private shooting range, and we set out a table, and we commenced to stacking guns and ammo, and his jaw just damn. You know, we had him doing some crazy. I've got a pair of 45s, and he's out there with 45s, you know, doing old John Wayne's. Yeah, that was one happy journey, and he was taking all kinds of film, videos of it, pictures. We had little bitty exploding targets, and we set one of them out there, and it couldn't have been 1.5 inches square, 2 inches at the max. So everybody's shooting at that. They're not hitting it. So finally I asked them, I said, you want me to blow that damn thing up for you? Oh yeah, right. I'm old jarhead now. There's a lot of things I still can't do, but shooting I can do. And he filmed that thing blowing up. So, lots of rowing. Yep, it was named after Grandma. I was planning to tell him to ask for a trainer with a lot of years experience. I've seen trainers with less than me training. You're right. Now, if you can get him on with a good one, do you know a good one? See, that's the whole problem. It's a trial and error. Maybe he can do a parachute drop to your house for the billboard, right? Yeah, Santa Claus Cowboy. Oh. Another fun and exciting day behind us. Yeah, we done been on an hour. And all that time, Prime's up here playing tap dance on his brakes. That nonsense that drives you crazy. Well, I don't blame you, Nomad, for wanting to go out with a trainer. The main thing is tell him that if his trainer ain't worth a damn, fire him. See, that's what they don't tell a lot of these students, or the students don't understand, is that if you've got a trainer that's not doing his job and teaching you right, tell him, I want another trainer. And remember our conversation about the backing up. Tell him he needs to be doing all the backing up. Yep. Good old Prime. Actually, it's called New Prime. They lost that lawsuit shit back in the 90s. And, oh, you got to get off there. It's 3:39 a.m. All right, brother. Thanks for dropping in, man. Be careful. I'm waiting on a package from you. Shoot me an email. I'll get you my address. It ain't all bad, brother. Right? Oh. You can always turn him onto my videos and give him a bad attitude. Oh. Oh, goodness. And Timothy's saying, I don't know emails. Yeah, you do. Night, brother. Get one of them youngins that help educate you on emailing me. Oh. Trying to remember who you drive for. Thinking it's CFI. CFI used to have some pretty good drivers. I don't know if they still do or not. Who was it bought out CFI? They used to be their own company, and then somebody bought them out. No, man, we ain't gonna have no robot trucks. I got an email from somebody. Conway, that's right. The trucks ain't gonna be out here for years, man. If they ever even make it, they're not even taking orders for them. Oh, and the what is it, Tesla or whatever it is, the car, they're having major issues. They they can't get the funding to keep building them. They're having some serious problems with that. Look how damn much they cost. You know, only the filthy rich can afford them. Last I heard, they was over $100,000. Really? So, and if they can't get the financing to keep it going, it is what it is. Actually, you wouldn't be getting to do that. When and if they made it out here, they would need a human to get them loaded and get them out to point X or point A, and then you get out of it and you put it on their auto manual, whatever they would call it, and somebody Viva the satellite's going to tell it where to go, and it's going to take off and go. And somewhere along the way, someone's going to have to meet it to fuel it, because it can't fuel itself. Then whenever it got to the other end, there'd have to be a human to drive it around the cities. Can you see a big truck on all this stop and go nonsense on the front of them, trying to get around the Watermelon 500? Really? Boy, that's going to be a cluster. Oh, John, you're with CFI too, ain't you? So is American Nomad. Yeah, I remember that movie. There's Crete. Don't back in here, Crete. Yeah, right. Good night, John. Good seeing you, brother. Good meeting you, actually. Semper Fi. Bob Bell, what's up with the goat, Bob? What are you doing up this late? Well, wait a minute. You're on New Mexico time. It ain't quite late yet. Oh. Just sitting there chilling out. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. Oh. Cool beverage in the hand and ready to kick it some. I hear you. Don't be kicking the goats. They'll butt you. And in the wrong places. That was the problem with them little miniature goats we had. They was at the right height to hit you where you didn't want to be hit. Oh. And that little billy goat, he was a trip, stand up on them back legs, drop down, come charging me. Johnny Cash goes there to mess around, not no more. Oh, he might have back in the day. Oh, damn it, I got me some donut holes down there I didn't eat today. Guess I'll be eating them here in just a little bit. You out there, Kurt? Your break's over too? Everybody break getting over at the same time. Nomad would be wanting to go to bed before long. He's usually missing the live streams because he's in bed. I can't believe he's up this late, young man. Oh, won't be long. I'll be thinking about that bed my own self. Going on 9 o'clock. Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, I'll repeat it since we got a few more people in here. Them trolls that, where you at tonight? Jackson, Mississippi. Those trolls that get on here and make their little comments, they don't bother me to speak of. Some of them I'll rebuttal. Some of them I'll make videos about. If they say something outlandish, I can't help but make the video and correct them. But they ain't gonna get me to stop being me. I can't help it. No. And being me is a full-time job. Now, I was asking earlier, how many of y'all really want t-shirts? The Papa Joe t-shirts. I've got something working in my brain that I'll break loose with here in the next few days. But 8 in the morning. You're not fighting the click or the clock. No, you want them that can sleep down and lay down and sleep 12 hours? Shit, I'd be glad to sleep 7 or 8. About 170 miles from you. Bring on the wardrobe items, huh? Now, how many of them cool beverages have you had? Well, I came up with an idea. I bounced off my son today, but he's not in a real good thinking mood on this stuff. He's got some other stuff going on in his life that's got him a little aggravated. So, it wasn't a 55-gallon drum, was it, Bob? But as soon as we work out a few details on it, we'll see what we can do. Baton Rouge. Been there many times. That's a hard place to find parking too. Alright, Creek. You're gonna do it, ain't you? Damn it. Ain't that terrible when you see certain names on a truck bagging beside you and it makes you nervous? Seen a Swift today driving around trying to find a place to wreck. At New Orleans, when I was going down there, 2 different times in my career I used to go to New Orleans a lot. One was that Outlaw Chicken outfit I was talking about. We'd go down there to cold storage and we would park up there. They had parking for us. They could park a dozen of us. That's a place where I was telling somebody the other day that is the only place I ever know of personally where a driver pulled away from a dock with a forklift in his truck. And it was not his fault. Then we was running down there a lot for the trade show business. So we either had a yard to go drop at, a marshaling yard, or we'd drop at the convention center. Normally we didn't hang out there, but if we wanted to, we could park up there. So Cool. Welcome. Glad you made it into the live stream. See, and I've been talking about stopping it, calling it a night. And now I'm going to eat a damn donut hole in front of y'all. That's terrible. They're driving me crazy now. I remember they're down there. See if they're any good or not. Yeah. They've probably been better 12 hours ago. Yeah, man. Oh. Right? I don't do them too often anymore. I do actually try to watch what I'm eating and how much of it. Which my biggest thing is I've been trying to cut back on the amount I eat at one time. I was raised that whatever you put on your plate, you ate. And that was a hard habit to break. It was a lifelong habit. And now I try to eat until I'm full and then stop. So I'm doing better. I've dropped a little bit of weight. I hit the scale Sunday morning before I left. No, not a cat scale, Grandma's house scale. And I'm at all-time low for a long time, so. Uh-huh. Look, see the magic word? Diet. No sugar added, thank you very much. Now, I didn't say I was watching what I drank. I said I watch what I eat. Yeah. I got one more drop on for in the morning. Like 7 pallets, I think. Diet means more water. The thing about water is it has no taste. I mean, it's kind of like water. That's actually helped Grandma out a lot. She's cut out her sodas. Now she's still doing her energy drinks of a morning. That don't help her. Driver, I can't pull up none for you. Sorry, buddy. Just gonna have to finagle it in like you got it. Well, that's how I was when the wife got me to change over to diet soda. I fought that for a while. And once you get used to it, it ain't all bad. Well, that's what I hear. Somebody having a flat fixed over there or something. I ain't sure what they're doing. Oh, me, oh my. You're drinking beer, so devil's advocate. I understand. See, now I don't have a taste for beer. Every once in a while, I have a mixed drink with Grandma, but I don't even do that too often. What I tell people, these cigarettes, that Mountain Dew, that's what's got a hold on me. Go ahead, go for it. Give us something to talk about. If I don't have an answer, I'll make something up. What up, David? Nice slow day, man. Nice slow day. This morning was a little bit of hustle. But after, say, 1 o'clock, it chilled out, and I had to run on over here to Jackson, Mississippi. So, Code Red, huh? I haven't really tried it. I know Mountain Dew's came out with a whole lot of flavors. But I'm over here in Jackson, got 12 plus hours now to wait until I can kick it off in the morning. Well, no, before I want to kick it off. Called dispatch, talked to him a little bit. Told him, I said, I want you to take note that I left out early last 2 weekends. I made short weekends at home. I want a full weekend this weekend. We'll test them grounds. We'll see how it's going to work this time, right? For those that don't know, I've had a little issue with them in the past. And we're going to see if they're really change their ways or not. Actually, I'll go over here and pick up. I can't check name of the town that's in the phone, and I'm having to do the phone tonight. But I'm going to be taking it back to the yard. So we're hoping that I'll make the yard tomorrow night. We'll see. All right, let's see what this question is. So 8 years ago, I finished my felony probation for aggravated assault. A lot of companies won't hire me till it's past 10 years. But I'm really dead set on becoming an OTR trucker. I know a guy in Florida that's been having, now he was already a trucker, and he got a felony assault on him. And you are correct, he's been having all kinds of issues. I got him on over here where I'm at because he had enough experience, but he ruined that. Oh. Not really. Who are you talking to that will take you? If you put some of them up, maybe I can tell you if I know anything about them. And actually, if you're 8 years and you got 2 years more to kill, if they will take you now, then Pam, Warner, and Western Express ain't none of them good companies. However, if you're wanting to get on, if they will take you and put you through training, I would consider doing it. You watched enough of my videos to know that I tell you to stay with your first company 2 years, a minimum of 2 years. So if you start now, get your training, use them. They ain't worth a damn. They're going to use you, but you're using them. You have your own agenda. So if you really want in trucking, that's the way to open the door. So that's my advice. The Warner gig there, I think it is Austin that has gone with Warner, if I remember correctly. Like I said, right? Damn, why didn't I know you back then? A lot of it is going to depend upon what freight they haul. And if they haul UPS or FedEx or some of them, they're probably not going to be able to put you on those accounts. Prime was one of them. I know some people went with them. And because they had felony stuff. Then after they got up there to orientation, they decided they couldn't hire them because of their other stuff. Well, you need to quit being violent. I think Prime might actually be fixing to leave. I'm not sure. But at this stage of the game, if you really want in, you know, keep doing your homework if you want, but it's going to be them big mega companies that's going to wind up hiring you and put all them in a bag and shake them up and draw a name out, and they're all the same. So, doesn't matter how bad you want to be a trucker. Oh, I was very fortunate. I didn't get caught at none of that stuff. Trans Am. I hear you. So you had to do basically the same thing. Get a couple years under your belt, and then move on after a couple years, right? Is that what you're saying? And I don't even know that there's a 10-year time limit on them. I don't know what the time limit is. All right, brother. God bless. Be careful. I won't be too terribly far behind you. I'll be hanging up and calling Grandma before long. Oh. Kept hoping that Prime would pull out before I went to bed. I got a feeling they might be there for the night. Dadgummit. What else was you wanting to question me about? Was that the only question you had on it? There's some funky looking hinges on his doors though. Alright, Bob, be careful, brother. Oh. Well, folks, anything else you want to talk about, or do I call her quits? Trans Am will take anybody? That ain't much of a compliment. Well, that'd be cool. Well, 12 weeks, I'd be finding out what all they teach you. It ain't a matter of how long the course is, it's a matter of what they're teaching you. How long are you going to spend on the driving range? That sounds like it's going to be a college deal. So you might get a little bit of extra driving time in there. Well, no, it needs to be 2 years. The reasoning being is if you only have a year's experience, the only ones that's really going to take you are going to be just like the one that you just left to go to them. So that's why I tell everybody that your better companies require 2 or 3 years experience. So you might as well get that 2 or 3. Well, the company that pays your way, you're going to have to sign a contract with them. And you'll be forced to stay there, or else they owe you, or you owe them money for your training. Now, if the state will pay for it and put you through it, then where the other company wants to pay you less and to hold out money from you or whatever they're going to do, you stand a chance of making a little bit more money as a student. That being said, while you're out there with that trainer, he's going to be making your money for your miles. Myself, if I had the option, I would go with school. And if it is a college, at least you might get trained a little bit better. No promises on that. Now, where are you at in Texas? I'm sure you told me a while ago, but where are you at in Texas? There's another one trying to back in with that telephone pole. Don't they even look? Grant, what's going on, brother? See, I snuck in on you, didn't I? You're in the southeast? Well, hell, I'm in the southeast. I'm just a little bit north of Houston. Oh. Beaumont. No notifications or nothing. Well, how'd you know I was on then? You just got lucky? Right? Have you talked to Stevens? I know an old boy lives over there around the Beaumont area that's been driving for Stevens. And they got him home real regularly. Well, once he wanted to go home regularly. 4 months Trans Am got out before I went negative and their lease went local from then on. Yeah, I knew old boy that he used to drive for Trans Am. I'm trying to think what. Buell. We drove for Buell. They're out of the Carolinas. That company was a joke. They're the ones with the blue footprint. You see them heading out northwest a lot. I don't even see their trucks over here. But yeah, he didn't have nothing good to say about them either. Okay. Well, still, at least you could have a, well, matter of fact, there's Stevens' truck going through now. You could have a plan. February of 2020. Was Smith or Stevenson? Or Stevens? I ain't sure what Smith you're talking about, but Stevens runs some good looking rigs. They don't have the best pay out here. That I know for a fact. The old boy that I know that drives for them, his dad used to dispatch for them, and they went over. I met his dad online, and his dad was wanting to question me about some stuff. I ain't even sure how we met online. It was before YouTube and all that. And he went over hauling boats where I was at, and his son decided to come over with him. And then the son wound up wrecking one of the trucks, and like a dumbass, he got back out, got it back on the road, paid for the tow truck. It was in a construction site, and I mean, tore that truck up, drove it on back to the yard, and that wasn't good. But he wound up going back with Stevens, and like I said, they was getting him home pretty regularly. And with him, it was a matter of knowing your own devil's advocate, or your own devil. So, no, somebody's looking for a company that will hire them. They have a felony charge against them, and they're trying to figure out who to go with. And with a felony charge, a violent charge at that, they're having issues finding someone. So I knew Stevens ran down around where they live, but they've already talked to them, and they said no, not until they hit their 10-year mark. You know what sucks is that a lot of prisoners can come out of prison and go right to work. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, not many will take them. That's what they're finding out. Who did they say? If you scroll backwards, they was Pam. Let's see. Pam Warner and Western Express. Pam, I don't recommend. Western Express, I don't know a lot about. Uh, yeah. Have you been watching any of my videos? Tell the truth. If you haven't, you need to go through the playlist and you need to find one to be a trucker, and you need to do a marathon watch. So there's a little bit more to being an owner-operator than buying a truck. There's more owner-operators that fail than that succeeds. That's just an honest fact. You got to be on top of your game. You got to have a business mind. You got to know the industry. There's really a whole lot to be a successful owner-operator. It's hard to be an owner-operator and be a success, but it's damn easy to fail and put yourself in the hole bad. Navajo, Navy Joe. Got a buddy used to drive for them. Now that was 30 years ago. Drives him crazy, me calling him Navy Joe. And them I don't know a whole lot about either. I don't know a whole lot about nothing. Never heard of them. Jason, you need to be nice. The only good thing about Swift is they did get some of the rock and roll and the circus circuits. Oh. Circus Olay. They've been doing some of the rock and roll. I hear you. Well, I was just talking to someone today that they want to become an owner-operator eventually. But I told them, if you ain't got a minimum of $20,000 in the bank that can just sit there, 10,000 of it is just to help you cover your daily expenses should you need it. The other 10,000 is for mistakes. And when I say your daily expenses, I don't mean eating at the Petro and all that shit. I mean having blowouts and replacing fuel filters and stuff like that, which your truck should be paying for that as it goes along. But the biggest mistake owner-operators make, I'll save you watching a couple of the videos, is that they get that big paycheck, $2,000, $3,000, sometimes $5,000 a week, depends upon what you've been doing. And they think all that money is mine. Boy, I got a good paycheck. No, you didn't. Your truck did, and it needs to be put back to your truck. So, yep. Well, depends upon what you do to get your truck. Your best way to do it I don't know what your situation is, but your best way to do it, what I tell anybody, is you need to find out how much money you need to maintain your home. And don't know if you're married or any of that nonsense. And when you're trucking, it really doesn't matter because you need to put out as little as possible in the beginning for your truck. Meaning that if you can get by with sending $400 a week to the house, you need to pay yourself enough where you're sending that $400 and you have your eating money. So $500 needs to go to the house. The rest of it needs to stay with the truck. And there will be some weeks that you can't really afford to send it to the house. Technically, the way that you need to do it, you have a fixed income and you have a fluctuating, a fixed expense and a fluctuating expense. And you need to break it down so that you know what each one of these are costing you per mile. And then on top of that, you need to add, let's say 10 cents a mile for your maintenance account and 10 cents a mile for your slush fund for the oil changes and the blowed out tires. A cheap blowed out tire, road service on a cheap blowed out tire, buying a used tire is going to cost you probably $500. If they don't have to come very far, you might get by with $300 to $400, but you need to figure it's going to cost you more like $500, which is why you need to do your pre-trips, post-trips, and if you got a tire ready to blow, you're better off to go ahead and spend the money right now and get the tire. So, right? Well, you're one step up there. So, your biggest thing is going to be keeping your hand out of the truck money. So, you need to set yourself up enough, figure your income at whatever it costs to store your Harley, pay your cell phone bill, and your food money. And it's not cheap out here. So I guarantee you that you'll get tired of the 2 for $3 hot dogs, which I don't think they're even 2 for $3 now. I think they're $3.33. But your biggest thing is to get in and pay attention and learn the industry. So most of these guys get out here and they get shooting a bull on the phone and on the CB, and they're not really learning the industry. But I can drive. Well, driving is the easy part of it. There's like the one said, there's so much paperwork to it, you wouldn't believe it. What up, Paul? No, not a salary. Not really. You need to make a percentage. If you get into the paying the salary, then when the truck doesn't make its money, make enough money to cover its expenses, then you're still getting your salary. No, you need to pay yourself off of what the truck's making, and when the truck ain't making its money, then you're not getting the money that you should be getting, and that will start telling you, I need to put a hustle on. What am I doing wrong here? So, no, I'm a firm believer that you need to pay yourself about 15, 20 cents a mile. Well, I know some didn't like that. And you need to go trucking. Now, once you get a good bank account, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 stashed back, then you can up your salary a little bit or your pay a little bit, you know. But no, you should not just have a fixed salary that you're paying yourself. That's a road to disaster. So, and in the beginning, you really need to make as little as you can make. Well, exactly. That's what you need to do. Have you, you say you like cooking. Have you been to my blog? I don't know how long you've been on my channel. Have you heard me talking about my blog? Uh, Dadgummit. Somebody went and checked it out. What was it? Cross Country Cooking with Papa Joe. And it ain't Facebook or none of that. I forget what it is. Somebody went and looked it up before. But look it up. Cross Country Cooking with Papa Joe. It's a blog that they had me start when I was writing a cookbook. Me and a friend of mine was writing a cookbook for truck drivers for in-cab cooking. And somebody had me put in a blog trying to help lift me out of my depression I was in. And it did not take off, but it's still out there where you can read it. So go read it and educate yourself a little bit. That'll give you a half a clue. Now, you might not cook the type of meals that we was cooking on there. So be it. It will still start teaching you a technique. So, and the Burton stove and the microwave, they're both a plus. A good crock pot, not one of them 12 volts, a 110 type if you've got an inverter that you can run it off of. With those, you can fix yourself some decent meals out here. Now your problem is the ice boxes that are in here are real small. Now you can buy one for $100, a little over $100, that do pretty good. But you're going to need a couple of them, or else every 3 days you're going to be stopping at a Walmart. So you need to be able to stock some stuff up in here. You need to start figuring out a menu where you can be able to put stuff in here that does not need to be refrigerated. Is it true company drivers make more money, owner-operators have more money? Depends upon who you're with. Yeah, you can make more money as an owner-operator, but you're married to the truck. That was the problem with my truck, is I ran my butt off during the week and made killer money, but then at the weekend, I never had time to go ride my Harley, doing maintenance to the truck and stuff. You wind up married to a truck. That's what I was saying. Driving the truck is the easy part. The rest of it is what gets old on you. It wasn't for me. And I can tell you now, if you're not mechanically inclined, you're going to be paying out some big mechanic bills just for regular maintenance on it. The thing that saved me is I had a son and a nephew that were both mechanically inclined, and they both worked on big trucks. And they worked on mine, and I had to force them to take money. If you don't have if you're not mechanically inclined, or you don't have somebody in your back pocket that will work with you and not charge you like a typical shop, you can get some big bills. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm on my phone again. I tried doing it on my tablet, and the tablet was acting real stupid, so I've got it going on my phone again. And I don't even have a signal here worth anything. So, well, that depends. Once again, are you mechanically inclined? If you can work on your own stuff, I'd get a pre-emissions. But if you're having to pay somebody else to work on it, I don't know. So, even considering the company that restrict the age of the truck they will hire on. Well, that's where you get a glider kit. The glider kit is a brand new truck with an old motor. So, which that's the way a lot of people have been going. All they're worried about mostly is the driveline. So if you've got a glider, a brand new truck, and you're sticking an old motor in it, then you stand a good chance of getting hired on, or leased on. But if you're going to be an owner-operator, why are you going to lease on with somebody? If you're going to do it full force, get your own authorities. It ain't that hard, it ain't that expensive. And that's where I was saying that while you're out here with a company and whatnot, learn the industry. Well, you need to start learning the industry. You need to learn what's the good cities to go to, what's the good areas to go to. You need to be figuring out who's a decent broker and who ain't. You need to be putting together a list of brokers. You need to be talking to some of your shippers and receivers. See if they're interested, if they have any in-house drivers. And see if you can get any contacts like that. That's what I was saying. There's a lot to it if you want to be successful. Well, that's cool, but I don't think that Chevelle's going to fit in the truck. Oh, cool. You're a step ahead of me. I'm not mechanically inclined at all. So, have you considered going to work at a diesel shop for a little bit? While you're trying to find a job, go to a diesel shop and get in there and start getting your hands greasy and learn a little bit about big trucks. From what I hear, pretty near every damn diesel shop in the country's trying to hire. If nothing else, a TA, they're nothing but a parts changer, but it'll start getting your feet wet. Paul, what kind of no good are you up to tonight? No, you ain't. If you're going to be an owner-operator, no, you ain't. Just reading the mail. Ain't none of it for me, is it? If there's any money, that's mine. The bills are yours, the checks are mine. I'll be glad when them donut holes are ate. Oh, goodness. Okay, just don't forget. Remember, what's mine goes to Grandma. But yeah, you need to go in and watch some of my trucking videos. You need to do a marathon watch on them. What up, Scott? Just shut down for the night in Erie, PA. What a deal. Hey, you're keeping the only good part. Damn it. That's the story of my life. Oh. Another fun and exciting day. I just hate to see it end. Well, no, I don't. I'd like for Prime to leave, damn it. Ain't nobody showed up to slap him. Somebody told me I was just down the road from him, but I ain't seen them get on here and say, Papa Joe, where you at? Oh, time of night is it? 9:30. Damn, we're going on 2 hours, boys and girls. I think this is the longest one yet. Where's my daddy gonna be? Now, if any of y'all want to contact me, oh, she can't handle the driving. We've did that. I've done trained her, and she can't handle it. She got so damn nervous. I told her I can't sleep behind you. This ain't gonna work. Which she was glad because she wanted to get out of the truck anyway. Yep. Actually, I just made a video about that. Here in the last day or two. I think it's BS. I think it's just another attack on men. They have been trying to beat down men for the longest time, just like they wanted to do away with Father's Day. Now, they didn't want to do away with Mother's Day, but they want to do away with Father's Day. This is nothing but another attack on Christians and an attack on men. So it's a way of weakening our country. Uh-huh. Stone's taking off on his with his trainer today. He sat around at their yard waiting all day long to get a load. I don't know if he got one out yet or not. As of about 4 or 5 o'clock, he had not, and his trainer was getting mad. Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to hook up with his trainer at noon. He showed up at 9 o'clock, and his trainer showed up just a few minutes after him. But at noon, they were supposed to got dispatched, and at 4 or 5 o'clock, they were still waiting. So I told him, welcome to trucking. I ain't sure what to think of them, of North Korea. I will admit, Trump does impress me. I've never really liked him as an individual. He was not my first choice for president, but I think since he's made it in, he's done damn good. I heard somebody the other night, I couldn't sleep, Saturday night, and I was flipping around between Jay Leno's Garage. Have y'all ever watched it? It wasn't too bad. It was my first time getting to watch it. But I was flipping back and forth between Jay Leno and Fox. And they had one guy on there that was talking about Trump. And he says, he's what we called in the military a flashbang. He says, he's a flashbang grenade. So, with North Korea, I don't change them. Right? Yep, that's about the size of it. So, I don't know. I tell you what, it does seem like that on the world picture, we're getting more and more Trump-like people. It seems as leaders. It seems to me that there's a whole lot of countries like America that have got fed up with the bullshit politics and all of this nicey nonsense and letting all these damn Muslims and all this nonsense just come in and ruin your country. The general people have got fed up with it worldwide. And all this left-leaning nonsense worldwide has done burnt people out, and they've had enough. So it is what it is. Stormy Daniels. I know a Stormy, but her last name ain't Daniels. By Count Dankula, Nations of the World. Okay, I might try that. What's the general synopsis of it? Oh. Which won't be long. I will be getting off here. We are officially at 2 hours and 45 seconds. I think this is the longest live stream yet. Grant, he probably ain't even watching no more. He's probably doing something else. He wants a couple hours of this stuff to listen to. On that video, Nations of the World. That's what I was asking about. I know, you were surprised to hear a hillbilly use them fancy words, weren't you? Uh-huh. I got 2 or 3 of them hid away. I was learned good back in my school. I hear you. There's Grant sneaking in here. I figured you was dropping a load off somewhere or picking one up. You do that 2 or 3 times. Okay. Grant's one of my faithful ones. Oh no, I don't do menthol. Oh. Grant, I'm going to give you a call after this ends up. I should have last night. I thought about it after I laid down. But I'll be calling you here directly. You lucky rascal. Oh. Okay. No, I just lived in Georgia for a while. I was born and raised in Missouri in the Ozark Mountains. And I ran hard and fast as soon as I could. And I ended up in Texas as a younker, and I fell in love with it. And every time I turned around, I was going back to it. So I consider myself a Texan. So, but yeah, we was living in Texas, and I got a offer to run a company over there. One of those jobs that sounded too good to be true. It was. Got over there and met the guy and seen what he had going, and I was reading that pretty clear. Worked for him for about 2 weeks just to get a little money back in my pocket from the move, and I went back to driving OTR. So, and wound up staying there, but that's all right. We stayed there, almost 20 years. And when we lost that boy, our youngest son, kids were already grown and gone. And I said, Grandma, we need to go. Oh, speaking of Grandma, let me put you on hold a minute. All right, are y'all there? Oh, a bunch of folks, everybody left. All right, well, bummer. All right, folks. Appreciate everybody that came in. Sorry about that. That was Grandma. She had a snake there at the front door. So, somebody came back. But she had a snake and she was concerned. We done lost one of our puppies due to snakes. So I had to talk to her. So, but I am going to call it a night. It's been well over 2 hours. Now folks starting to drop back in. Four of you have done come back in. Well, dadgum. Oh, me, oh my. I don't know what in the world we're going to do. What up, Paul? Well, like I was telling folks, Grandma had a snake at the front door and she called upset. She done lost one of her fur babies to a snake. This one climbing around through the rafters on the front porch. If I ain't careful, she gonna be wanting me to fill the pond in. Oh, what did I miss while I was gone? Other than everybody abandoned me. Did this pause this when I answered the phone, or was y'all able to keep on chatting? Oh, cool. Huh. See, we did some mothballs. She got one in the garage here a couple years ago. We threw some mothballs in there. I don't know if mothballs actually work or not. I mean, to my knowledge, snakes really don't smell. They sense with their tongue. But Lakota will be there tomorrow. I told her just put her dogs on the leash, and when she takes them out, take them out the garage door. Have Lakota try to find that snake in the morning. But see, my thing is that there are some good snakes that eat the bad snakes. And I've never been a big fan of snakes, so I can't tell them apart. To me, a damn snake's a damn snake. Oh. She said this one had a brownish black diamond pattern on its back. So I don't know if that was one of the water moccasins or what. Oh. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Just all of a sudden you start hearing voices. And mine is such a sexy voice, right? It wouldn't scare you with that gravelly sound. So, oh me, oh my. Oh. Well, folks, y'all ready to get off here and call it a night? I know I are. So, you ain't got anything to talk about right quick, I'm ready to call it a night. Only because I tried to not use the other language anymore. So, before long I'll be back up to my 17 now that it's started back up. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming in. If you want to email me something you want to talk about, whatever, go to the About page and go to the bottom. There's a place for the email address. There's a place for that Patreon site too. I hope some of y'all will go down there and sign up for that. And let's see if we can get a chat going over there. I think you can, Nomad already did one post in there. And I want to find out that if folks can go in there and make comments and whatnot, and check it periodically and have some kind of a little chat room, a community. I think that would be awesome. We seem to be getting to be a fairly tight little community on this channel, so let's see if we can use it up. But with that, my good people, I'm going to wish you all a good night. Remember, God loves you, so do I. I appreciate y'all coming in. Always a pleasure. Remember to hit the like button, everyone. Well, thank you, Paul. Glad you made it in, brother. You'll keep in touch one way or another. Going to be starting my trucking journey very soon. Like I said, go watch my videos. You know where the email address is if you've got any questions. So, you have a wonderful night too. Grant, I'll be calling you in a minute before I go to bed. Everybody else, thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it. It makes this worthwhile. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night.